Hi, my name's Dee and welcome to Sunchild Tarot. Now this is, well, these are even, because it's a bulk introduction, these are your full moon Gods at Play readings. Now I do the Gods at Play readings because full moons are about oppositions. They are moon opposition sun. They are also about illumination, about light being shed upon things. So they can be very much about revelation. I've made some notes about this particular full moon because let's face it, we've just come off the back of the peak of the Jupiter-Pluto Conjunction, which is playing out in a very interesting way, both in the world and energetically, if you're sensitive to that sort of thing. Certainly I noticed a little something. Little probably being a very patronising and minimising word there. But anyway, moving on. This full moon in Libra is at 18 degrees of Libra, so that is a master degree. Very much about death and rebirth, but being Libra, it's also very much about balance. And the themes that seem to be coming out of the astrologers are the balance between personal freedom and submission to a higher power, whether that be God, the divine, or whether that be governments, corporations, the law, whatever. Balance between your personal life and your relationships, and it's a very relationship themed moon as well, and also balance within, basically with your shadow self. So there's a lot of potential for work for you to be doing with your own shadow side and letting a lot of things go. This full moon in Libra is very much a declaration to act, and you may find yourself doing a complete about face on some belief or another that you have held for a long time, where you suddenly go, you know what, it's not even that I used to be wrong, but now I'm going to do something completely different because what I did think doesn't apply anymore. And it may well be some form of illumination that brings this to the surface. Now, there isn't a question with this reading. We are looking at the energies that are in play. The top row, it takes a very Gnostic view of the gods, seeing them as archontic forces or energies that are pressing us down, that are trying to separate us from our higher purpose, our higher selves. The bottom row of cards will be those forces, gods or energies that are trying to lift us up, that are assisting us to reach towards our higher purpose, our higher self, ascension, if you're into that sort of thing. Now, there's a timestamp, like I said, down below. You can fast forward through all my blurb because you want to look at your sun sign, probably first, which everybody does, but your rising sign as well. And it's a full moon. Look at your moon sign. You can examine other areas of your chart as well. And I will say in the readings which house this is happening in for which rising sign. Anything else, any other details, they're in the description below. Please press like, it helps promote the video. Please subscribe, it helps the channel, and I am very, very grateful. And thank you so much for everybody who has subscribed so far. I think I've only said that in about one video, and I'm slowly approaching 400 videos already, but I'm still a young channel and every subscriber helps. There is a link to a Facebook group down there, so if you want to see maybe slightly more effective notifications than the YouTube notifications of when I release new videos, but also I post all the astrology videos that I am learning stuff from because they're good astrologers and they're well worth a watch, simple as that. And sometimes I post readings from other readers because they deserve the exposure and they're good readers. There is a lot of good readers. Quick plug, Divinely Feminine, Woke Therapist, Jamie Zebra 23, Queen Cup. That was the other one that I wanted to recommend, Queen Cup. I think that's everything. Oh, finally, if you don't know what your rising or moon sign are, there's a link down there. You can get a free birth chart by following that link. You just need to know your time and place of birth as well as your date. So, I think I've waffled enough. With no further ado, let me bring up the cards. And welcome to Cancer rising, moon and other placements after the timestamp. And if you are Cancer rising, this is occurring in your 4th house. So this is all about your home and the very roots of your being, which is interesting because you have a really interesting selection of cards. Those God forces that are trying to oppress you or keep you separate from your higher self, for want of a better word, we have Ul with focus, Hathor with contentment, Tiamat with control, Persephone with transformation, and Mnemosyne with inspiration and supporting you and lifting you up. Ganesha with obstacles, Pomona with plenty, Deity with revenge, Hermes with journey, and Hades with the underworld. The overall angel that's looking after all of this, we have the angel of being. My soul rests in the truth that my being is eternal. And so what I'm initially getting from these first cards, before I add the tarot, is now's not the time for transformation. There's something that you need to put to rest. There's something that you need to just finally sort out. And I'm tempted to say that with DT with revenge, there's something that you need to put right. I'm not sure that you actually need to go out and commit revenge on somebody, but I do think that it is a matter of full moon in Libra, making sure the scales are balanced. Your focus may be a little scattered at the moment because you do have some blessings with you at the moment, and that is leading you to a sense of contentment, or to a point, complacency, which is something that you're trying to remain in control of, and seeing that it is inspiring you to some form of transformation. But with Mnemosyne, she is the goddess of memory. Muse? Is she a muse? Is she a grace? I think she... I know she's one of several sisters. Or is she one of the Titans? But anyway, that aside, my memory suddenly escapes me. It's almost like there's a transformation that you are thinking of trying to create with yourself to return to something in the past. Now, could this be because there is something in the past that you need to set right? Now, if you set that right, because you have plenty of material resources for the time being, that opens up a whole new road for you, where you don't need to necessarily transform. As I said, the angel energy here is the angel of being. It's just, like I said to another reading, maybe the last one, maybe Gemini, it's be who you are. You don't need to transform in any way, shape or form. Be who you are. I'm going to pull the tarot here because they are quite a confusing set of cards, especially with DT turning up as a supporting energy. But some have dropped out, so let's have a look. Right, so these obstacles are turning up to draw your attention back to something. But if you're wanting to try and change into something that is either from the past or that you haven't seen, that is based upon something on the past, I think to a great extent you may well be deluding yourself. You will be going on to a journey, things will start moving fast, and it's going to be confusing for you for a while. But whatever this revenge card is on about, it brings a complete change in you. But bear in mind that what this is opposing is Tiamat here with control. So this change, maybe you need to relax your control just a moment, because you seem to feel that you're good at manifesting at the moment, but to what end? We have Ganesha with the Four of Wands here. There is obstacles will create commitments for you, and those commitments are good things because they are providing you with a a firm foundation to move on from. Now, with the contentment that you may have been feeling, it's because you've been ignoring something, and I feel you may have been ignoring the drive to move forward. You have been equipped already. You have been equipped to go and pursue one of your dreams. This is not a dream where you're changing your role into being the authority that you knew so long ago, whether that was you being the authority or somebody else being the authority. This is a whole new thing, but I think on this one, whereas revenge can often be too external, I feel it's setting something to balance within yourself. Let's have a few more cards. Because once you set foot on that path, and I feel that this is a good path, because remember, this bottom path is the stuff that's uplifting you. It's not going to be an easy path, because that journey starts moving so fast, so quickly, and you are confronted with a lot of your shadow. So whatever you are trying to put right, take the first step in putting it right. But there also seems to be an element of surrendering control. This one was the one that wanted to come out. So yes, we have to move, although there's a burden coming on for you, but it does offer transformation. That doesn't tell us a great deal, does it? Whatever it is that you need to put right, but you feel that you are unable to control that circumstance, that's where you want to go. That's what you want to do. I mean, I can just hear you right now going, no, I don't. No, I don't want to go that. I'm happy to keep control where I am. But that control is a trap. That control is just sending you in an endless loop. And the transformation that you might be seeking at the moment is illusion. It may be based on things past, but it's not worth it right now, because you already are who you want to be inside of you. And if you disagree with me, then you know exactly why you're not and what you did to make you feel that way, and so undo it or make up for it. Sounds a little harsh, but there is a wonderful transformation on offer for you at the end of all of this. We have Harahel here with intellectual richness, but importantly with number 59, which 9 and 5 is the number of freedom, 9 is the number of mastery. So, but it's not going to come easy. But there's really is a chance for you to pursue a dream and level up. And it may be a dream that you would put to one side because things have been okay as they are. But be careful what it is that by being just content and saying, yeah, well, I'm happy to rest here for a minute. I think you've had your rest because your focus has been a little shattered. And your focus has been a little shattered deliberately. So where you're feeling these obstacles, what work that you do to overcome these obstacles will probably highlight this, oh my God, I've got no control here. But that starts the transformation. But I'm not going to say it's a long dark night of the soul, because it's not a long dark night of the soul. But it's going to be a very confusing time where I think you say, well, hang on a minute. That was what I thought was true, and that was what I thought was true, and that was what I thought was true, and all of a sudden they're not true anymore. And possibly we never were. But I do want to say, be nice to yourself, and if you are holding yourself to account over something, then that's the revenge that you need to take. It is not that you take revenge against yourself because of whatever you've done. You take revenge against you trying to control all of that and your sense of judgmentalism, because we had death, and bear in mind, out of those little cards we had the judgment card. There is transformation on offer here, just not the way you think and quite possibly not the way that you are planning. So maybe you need to do a little bit of surrendering to the divine and putting it all in the hands of spirit, because where you're looking right now is not the transformation that's coming for you. But I think the transformation that does come for you ends up with so much more wisdom and grace that the trying to keep control of things, the Emperor here and Tiamat here, becomes irrelevant. So, yeah, you're in for some fun times, aren't you? But if that's what it takes to balance the scales, that's what it takes to balance the scales. Okay, so comment down below if this does mean anything to you, Cancer. Your next readings to come out will be your monthly readings, which I should get done over the next few days. Join the Facebook group, comment down below, press like, share, subscribe. I think that's my YouTube diatribe over. Good luck, Cancer, and remember, you are already who you need to be. You may change the external, but that eternal flame, to quote the Bangles, within you is the most important bit, and that flame is pure. Cheers.